Alright everybody, welcome back in. This is another Stormgate cast, and I'm Algorithmore, and this is NoveaStar. Welcome back to the channel, Novea. And her opponent in this match will be Chimichangas. And also welcome to the channel, Chimichangas. I think this is the first match of yours that I have cast, and hopefully it's a good one. You're gonna open with a scout. I love that from my the Vanguard players right now in the current meta. Get that scout out early. Used to hate the free scout. Now I love the scout that you build right away. Why? Because you had to make a choice. It's a choice now, and choices are important in this game. Ooh, but she shows up to find, or Chimichangas shows up to find that NoveaStar already has her units out on the map and ready to go. And that means denying a little bit of scouting info, or maybe the scouting info is the units, and that's what Chimichangas is all about. Goes for that effigy, really good. That's just gonna impede the curse. It means less phantoms showing up. Brute splitting into fiends, trying to chase it down. But that leaves just the gaunts to fight up here, and I don't like that. Fiends still on the dog. Oh no. Ah, I'm a dead gaunt. So that scout of Chimichangas definitely did a little bit of harassment there, kind of annoying harass. Got the effigy, spoiled all the fiends, and basically ended up with a dead gaunt as a result. Didn't actually kill the gaunt, but look at this rank 3 scout already. And this is one base Chimichangas? What are we doing here? Hornets? Ooh, Hornet. Hornet was already out harassing, but gaunts here chased it away, so I didn't quite see the harass, but that was a very quick response from NoveaStar. And going for her third base here. Lancers out. Hornet. And what are these? More units. Maybe going to the speed camp here. Hornet above. Going for the fiends. Get some fiends. But there are gaunts here. Actually, gaunts getting focused by the hornets. The one lancer here doing a good job too. So Chimichangas actually, this hornet opening has been a pain in the butt. Extra gaunts show up, and the hornets are in retreat now. This base got cancelled. Maybe wisely, but those units did not. They weren't continuing to harass it, so that might have been premature. If she had left it, it might be done by now. And it's more hornets. We're up to an extra base now for Chimichangas, but still trying to continue with the hornet harass. Will the gaunts get one? One hornet pulled back on return to base. Another one returned to base. Now there's just a single hornet here, and there's enough gaunts that they're gonna get taken down. Yes, it does die. Look at that poor phantasm. Where was he? Trapped in the trees there. Return home hornets. I think Novea has stabilized and got enough gaunts here to defend. And this base might seem like ill-advised because it's close to the Vanguard, but this allows her to position her army here, which is actually very defensive against that hornet harass. So maybe it's not as bad as it looks. And it's still hornet action from Chimichangas. No! Okay, that guy does manage to survive. Comes back, focus fires down. Very slow to kill these creeps, but nonetheless, the Lancers are super tanky and do a great job of taking that Meanwhile, Novea is also going to take her Luminite camp. Her presence on the map is a little bit stronger. She's got a Fiend out. There is a single Vulcan. But her defense against the Hornets was strong enough that I don't think she took a lot of damage. And that puts Chimichangas behind a little bit by focusing on that tech. And Chimichangas staying kind of on Hornet tech, although hasn't made a huge fall. It's up to 4, it looks like. Adding a lot of barracks now. So maybe the Hornets were just an opening. It's going to transition into some bioplay now. Having some ground units to support the Hornets can be helpful. Or maybe it's the other way around. Once the ground force becomes strong enough, the Hornets become a support force above. But Novea, she's being aggressive with her map control right now. In fact, she might want to engage this army. She kind of repositioned herself. She didn't want to be on the wrong side of that army, is my interpretation of that movement. And she retakes that camp nonetheless. And here she goes. She's going for the old skull squisher. Now, of course, with the siege camp, she's going to have one of her V5 rocket launchers, the pencil crayon shooting masterpiece. Look at how beautiful it is. It used to look uglier, and now it looks cool. I wonder if we're going to get a redesign on this bad boy. But this is going to be her little push here. She's going to move in with the V5 rocket launcher. Oh, watch out, Lancers. Oh, are they on hold position? Boom, they did get pulled away from that second one. But we do have an effigy in the back that's helping to throw down some crowd and some curse. Hornets above, trying to get on top of the Gaunts pull forward. They do a lot of damage here. Phantoms popping out from these cursed units. A nice repair turret there. But can Chimichangas deal with the V5 rocket launcher, which is in the back and getting some really nice damage, getting some siege damage down on those buildings, but also just putting damage on units. It's nice to have that extra siege unit in the back. Hornets above doing their best. Vulcan trying to stay alive and do one of its clutch sort of hero unit defenses. Weaver showing up though. And boom, there we go. A lash in on one of the Vulcans. The other Vulcan walked forward. Tries to use a jump jet to stun the V5 rocket launcher, but then gets taken out by a lash. 2 Lancers unable to get the V5 rocket launcher. Servos finally get it. But maybe a little too late here. Buzzsaw cannon up, mass repair on it. And that is doing alright for now, but it does go down. And now that's going to be GG from Chimichangas. Welcome back. This is going to be a second game from NoveaStar. And her opponent this time, playing the Celestial faction, is Aurora, aka ARMA. Hey ARMA, shout out. Haven't cast one of your games in a while. Always love to see your games, and glad to see you playing out again. Maybe we'll see you in a future tournament. Once the patch is back up, I will have more tournaments from me and my buddy Frank. I'm sure we'll see more from Aurel and Bayo. But Bayo, once he's done with it, he's on a StarCraft kick right now. I don't know if you know, but Bayo used to be a StarCraft guy. But Novea here opened with her Vault and Conclave just finishing off now. And into a shrine, whereas ARMA put a creation chamber down on the low ground, but is doing some fancy business out here. What is he doing out here? It's a good question. Has the Purifier up here on 5 prisms. We'll see what happens there. We do have Some creeping going down for Novea. A bunch of phantasms or phantoms pop out. Are they phantoms or phantasms? They're phantoms. Will I remember that? No. No, I won't. Now they're all just dying for free. Oh, poor little phantoms. What is the point of your existence if you're just gonna die? Why not live forever? My squishy fiend bros. My squishy phantom friends. Do you have phantom friends? If so, maybe you want to get real friends. Phantom friends are not very friendly. They die so quickly. Here come some phantoms out. At least they get some DPS out before they die. And they'll capture the speed camp for us. Now quickly, phantoms, rush! Do something with your life. Yes. You have but seconds left. Suicide onto these shadow demons. Quickly! Get the aggro. That's really what you want them to do, is grab the aggro, so at least they're taking the damage from the creeps until they die. And Novea now got the Vision Camp too. We are on Lost Hope, which tends to have a little bit longer creeping phase, but look at that, she split her brute and sends her fiends out to see what is going on, and it is Seraphims. I have not been seeing what ARMA was up to, and it was double. Look at this, he creeped with his building. Very cool. Seraphim out. Fiend in the natural. Where did the rest of those Seraphim go? There they are. Couple sent over here to get the health camp, and that's because Seraphim are so good at creeping, you don't need to send your full force there. The whole force can be taking out camps like this, while you have a smaller force grabbing healing camps. And for the Celestials, this can be a very strong opening, I think, because you can creep really fast. Where do those other creep? This guy's already gone down. Poor fiends want to take this camp and realize, oh, there's bases and stuff here. Novea's gonna come in. Oh, did she steal that? I don't know. She got that last kill. That would have been cool. Chase is easy in its back a bit. Meanwhile, more Seraphim. ARMA's just trying to maximize creeping income and getting some of the benefits from these camps. Seraphim do have energy, and they have a power, secret power, which is to lock down buildings and static D, if I understand correctly. I rarely see it used, so. But now they've turned into a harass force. But wait a second, Novea was expecting this. She's got units back home ready to defend. And for now pushes the Seraphim back. And ARMA being a real jerk, trying to capture all the camps. Didn't quite capture that one before pulling his Seraphim back. Could capture that middle camp, but no, gonna leave the vision. Might as well let Novea have vision of your units flying back and forth. And here we have some Shadow Flyers out. There's only 4, I don't know. Wisely not impacting on that Morph Core. So they're flying home. They're just looking for the Seraphim ball, but it's hanging out safely back home. We have Star Forges on the way. We have Ascension Matrix on the way. So ARMA's captured all the camps, put up another base. 3 bases, 4 bases. So use the Seraphim opening to then maybe fuel. Oh wow, is this using Evolution Catalyst a couple times here, I think? Because that was level 5 Therium camp. So remember, you can use Evolution Catalyst to recharge the camp as well as to take the camp. And that's a technique you can do to increase your income, because you'll be able to kill those units over and over again, giving you the momentary income from the units. But then the Ethereum camp increases its output, if I understand or if I remember correctly, at higher levels. So by recharging it over and over again, you can get it up to its highest level, maximizing its input for you. Now, Novea has gone out and captured back some of these camps and is adding more shadow flyers. And I like this as her sort of camp force, because if the Seraphim come and try and deal, retake the camp, the shadow flyers are like, fine, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to just smash into your Seraphim ball and try and destroy it. Now, they don't want to impact like a single morph core like this. Whoa! Which is what they just did. Because that's maybe wasting those units. Archangel's out now. That's making Arma's force looking a little bit dangerous. Here we go. Oh! Shadow Flyers do take out one Archangel and damage the rest, but the rest will be able to heal up under the healing rays of their Arc Fortress. And go grab that healing camp to add even more. Novea's positioned herself in the center. And Arma might be coming in to try and take that out. Here he comes. Huge impacts on the Gaunts. Also on top of the Hellborn. Another impact on top of the Hellborn. Really crazy moves here. The Archangels did good, but not enough. The Brutes were enough to clean up the Archangels, and the Seraphim choose to retreat. There's not much left there to fight Seraphim, actually. Seraphim probably could have stayed to harass and maybe taken the center. All this stuff blends as one big black blob to me, but I don't see Gaunts or Hell. There's some Hellborn in the back, I guess. But they're getting focus fire down real quickly. Very nice. Scorched Earth on the ground is going to help with the Fiends a lot. Also killing more Gaunts in the back there. This is what I meant. I thought the Seraphim here had enough power on up above that they could take that army out. And now they're able to pick off these Hellborn. And yeah, wisely Novea is pulling those Hellborn back to safety. And the Seraphim are kind of stuck killing some Fiends for the moment. So that worked out fairly well for Arma. And now what? Boom! Trying to get some imps. But ouch, losing the Archangel for that. A couple more imps dying in the Scorched Earth. Seraphim taking this camp here. And Novea trying to rebuild an army. Now, I think she needs some more Gaunts to help deal with the Seraphim up above. There's vectors in here too, which would be useful against, say, Sprigs, but I haven't seen Novea yet make any Spriggans. But she is going for the Therium in the middle of the map here. Also has a base over here. That's mining Therium. What do we got here? More imps rallying. She's definitely going for bases. And this base has got to be scouted because of the vision camp here. But she is going to take it out. Morph core here. And maybe we're going to get another battle here. This is an okay engage. We have huge meteor strikes coming in on top of Brutes, and those Brutes sadly standing inside the Scorched Earth mean that they just get cleaned up so quickly and easily. Shadow Flyers above doing their best, but not quite taking out that force. We get a Manifest Shroud Stone, but it's easily dealt with as more Brutes and Gaunts. Here we go. Gaunts showing up. I like the Gaunts. Problem is, Meteor Strike on the Gaunts is very devastating. Oh, dodges the Meteor Strike. Really nice. But these Archangels are enough to take out this base. Hellborn added. Gaunts coming forward. And there's an Arc Ship being summoned right in the middle of the map. It might get cancelled. Yeah. Five Hellborn here. I think the Hellborn and Gaunts is the right choice against this more heavy air army from ARMA. Still need the Brutes to be the front line and need to have really good control, because those meteor strikes can wipe out, well, all of this army really quickly if you're standing inside the scorched earth. And ARMA, how many of these Archangels now? We're looking at a good, like, maybe 10, 12. 3 more on the way. I say that, but ARMA is at 308 supply. I didn't know that you could go over supply as Celestial. What units help you do that? I'm not certain. Maybe it's Purifiers. Purifiers don't check for supply. That's my guess. Someone let me know if that's the case. And what I mean by that is when you build a Purifier, it comes with a free prism, and the prism probably pops out without checking any supply conditions. Which is cool to know. Little bugs like that, or assuming that's a bug. Look, see? Way more Purifiers summoning 6 Purifiers here. Let's check the supply when the prisms pop. Boom, boom, boom. Exactly. I love it. It's a free prism and up to 326. Super, super cool. Thanks for teaching me this, ARMA. Also, mass towers in the center of the map here. But mass Hellborn from Novea. She's like, you got tower, I got Hellborn. Huge Scorched Earth. This is what I'm talking about. All that ground army mostly taken out, but the Hellborn have so much damage potential that they took out almost all of those Archangels. They're very low right now, and they have to deal with the Seraphim and the Vectors. A few of them are caught fighting prisms up there. But the Hellborn maneuver was the right play here. Huge blast nodes now. Evolution Catalyst used on the creeps. Seraphim up above, trying to help add some DPS against these Brutes and Fiends. The Brutes and Fiends are like, who cares about your blast nodes? We're just here to tank damage while the Hellborn put down their destructive siege potential. A few Hellborn are a little too close, so they're getting caught in the blast nodes. I don't know what the range differential is on those two. I do know Hellborn were made closer range in a recent patch. Another Scorched Earth going down. I'm able to take out a few of the Hellborn. No, you got to move your Hellborn out of that AoE. Another Archangel shows up, tries to get another Meteor Strike, killing more Hellborn. The Hellborn are just saying, let me just stay alive as long as I can, so I can just oh, wait a second. 5 Archangels show up. You got to get on the ground, Archangels. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Meteor strikes across the board, cleaning up the Hellborn. Finally. What a cool little push there from Novea. And the Static D here super helped. That wall of blast nodes. I say that, but there's still reinforcements coming in from Novea. Still cleaning up some Archangels over here. They're super super tough units, but even they can go down with enough DPS. Their power really is in that Meteor Strike and then their Avatar form. Boom. Avatar form up, my guys. If you got the energy. Constant Hellborn versus Archangel battle here in the center of the map. This has been a couple minutes of straight battle, which is awesome. I love that in the game. Oh, another good Meteor Strike on top of Hellborn. But also good maneuvering now for Novea to try and keep those Hellborn alive. That's going to be clutch here in this center battle. The longer she can keep those Hellborn alive, the better. The more they can rain down their flaming basketballs on top of the static D. 10 seconds, says ARMA. GG from ARMA in this game. And I love you from Novea, and I love you both. Thank you for what a fun game.